I want to welcome everyone this morning to our press conference. This is specifically for HDFCC, Hamtramck Drug-Free Community Coalition, which has been in existence for around just about 7 years. And it's really been a struggle to bring us to this point. And just a little bit of history. We started off with, a $5,000 funding when we first got started. Actually, we got started with zero funding, and the Piast Institute funded the institute, and we then hooked up with SEMCA. We had been with them until September 30th. Of this year, September 30th of this year. And so it's been a struggle to get us to this point. Of the 7 years, either 5 or 6 attempts at the drug-free community grant. That's a federal grant. So it was 5 or 6 attempts to get us to this point. And the fact that we've been recognized this year is just incredible. I want to first thank the VISTA program, the Volunteers in Service to America. I honestly do not believe that we would be here today without the VISTA program. They've allowed us to have great people associated with the Institute. In the room today, we have several VISTAs. We have Christy Miller, that's a VISTA. She's on her 2nd year. Magusha is on her 22nd year. She's been here forever. And Geneva just re-upped for another year, Geneva Rivera. And of course, we have an alumni here, Eric Berkman, who was with us for 3 years and is currently the director of the HDFCC. So I think it's, John, where's John at? Oh, okay. And John now is an alumni because he just finished his term. And also there was Phil Leslie, for those of you who know Phil, who's a great person in this community. And he also serves as well. Our chair of HDFCC, and that is Dr. Joanne Pidonek, and of course Eric Berkman, director of HDFCC and the author of the DFC grant. I would also, of course, the Honorable Mayor of Hamtramck, welcome her. We also have Rosemary Robinson, who's the state representative for our area, and Ken Lampard, who is with McRest and currently, but has worked with us in several capacities here at the Institute. And of course, we welcome the superintendent of Hamtramck Schools, which we have been in collaboration with, and we thank him and his teachers and staff who have been working with us so that we can work with the children. And we're currently working with Ms. Meister over at Kosciuszko, the Red Team, which is a group of young people against drugs. So I'm pleased to announce and to introduce to you Ms. Kara Thompson from the Detroit Wayne Mental Health Authority. They just celebrated their first anniversary, directed by, many of you know, Mr. Tom Watkins. And they've put together this great agency. I just want to say that this changes everything. This absolutely changes everything for our coalition. To be able to have a relationship and that people say to you, you know what you're doing, so we're just going to work together and you're going to tell us. And so when that was said at a meeting, I kind of my teeth fell out and I was just kind of like, what? We didn't do something wrong. You're not going to yell at us. So the relationship so far has been great. We want to make you proud of us. We want to be a premier coalition with your organization. And thank you for wanting to work with us and recognizing that we are good at what we do. So I sincerely thank you because you're going to make our life so much easier. Doctor will make the official announcement, but thank you again for being here.
It's my pleasure to be here. I'm Ted Regilowski, the president of the Piast Institute and the co-founder of the Institute with Virginia. My job is just to do the formal announcements, so let me proceed to do that. The Piast Institute is pleased to announce that it has been awarded a 2014 drug-free community grant for the Hamtramck Drug-Free Community Coalition, which we house. The award announcement was made by the White House in conjunction with the President's designation of October as National Substance Abuse Month. This award that we have received is one of 5 new awards given in Michigan. It is the only new award in the Detroit Metropolitan area. 5 other Michigan communities receive continuation grants. The DFC grant is for a total of $625,000 spread equally over a 5-year period. It's $125,000 a year.
That's great.
The Institute must provide a 100% match for the award to the HDFCC, and most of that will come through our labor and through the labor of the people in the community. The purpose of the grant, as the White House officially designated it, is 1, to establish and strengthen collaboration among communities, public and private nonprofit agencies, as well as federal, state, local, and tribal governments to support the efforts of community coalitions working to prevent substance abuse among youth and, over time, reduce substance abuse among adults by addressing the factors in a community that increase the risk of substance abuse and promoting the factors that minimize the risk of substance abuse. And so that's our charge. The award is a product of the dedication and commitment of the community, of the Piast team, and the members of the Hamtramck Drug-Free Community Coalition, who contributed to the preparation of the grant and worked over the years to help build the HDFCC into the exemplary coalition that it has become. A special acknowledgement, as Virginia already indicated, is due to Eric Berkman, who served as director of the HDFCC for the past 4 years. And to Dr. Joanne Pieronic, the coalition chair, who served over that same period with Eric. The grant also would not have been possible without the extraordinary organizational skills and managerial ability of Virginia Skinars, the executive vice president of the Piast Institute. She guided and drove the grant, literally,
drove
to its completion. We'd also like to acknowledge the support of our elected representatives and other officials who assisted us with advice, counsel, and support, including Congressman Gary Peters, Senator Burt Johnson, State Representative Rosemary Robinson, Mayor of Hamtramck, Dr. Karen Majewski, Wayne County Commissioner Martha G. Scott, School Board President Titus Walters, Superintendent of Public Schools Mr. Thomas Nichai, Police Chief Max Garbarino, and Fire Chief Paul Wilk. Thanks from all of us to those people who really made this a reality. With that, I will just pass it over for a few remarks to our chair, Dr. Pieronic.
Good morning, and I would like to welcome you all here to the Institute. I would just like to tell you a little bit about the coalition. The coalition meets the second Thursday of every month. We meet from 11 o'clock till 12 o'clock, and I'm a timekeeper. It's very hard today because other people have thrown me off my base. But anyway, we try to get you out in the hour. We've also tried to have evening meetings so that people who work during the day and cannot possibly get out would come to the evening meetings, but of course that has not really been a successful venture. So we welcome new members. We thank you for coming today. There is a coalition meeting that's taking place right after this meeting. If you would like to stay, you're certainly invited to do so. If you can't stay today, then I would hope that at some point in time you might want to come down and take a look at what actually goes on in the meetings. Last thing I will tell you, through the coalition, Hamtramck now has a prescription drug drop-off box at the Hamtramck police station.
Last but not least, this is our Senator, Bert Johnson. But I really wanted Bert to be here, particularly because he was with us way back when, before we were even a coalition. He's been with us the whole time. He has seen our progress. He was with us. He supported us. He wrote letters for us on behalf of our DFC grant. Bert trusted we were going to serve with the best intentions, and Bert's walked with us that whole time, and I thank you for that. I really thank you.
Well, it's a good day, right? Another beautiful day in paradise. It's good to see you all, and I'm sorry I'm late. Hey, Doug. I was over at another meeting of equal importance, albeit on another set of issues. But this is really important for the health, safety, and welfare of this community. And Dr. Rad and the whole group here has really been instrumental in shining light on something that most folks would not necessarily understand is of that level of importance. And Piast is not just about Polish Americans. Piast is about Americans and what it is to be American. And so that dream actually has some life to it, that it has some meaning. You don't just say it and then it just wafts off in the wind and doesn't impact people on the ground. And she's right. I mean, I remember when Piast was getting everything off the ground, and I remember when there was a much smaller office and a much smaller staff, but there was this unbelievable vigor in Dr. Rad and in Virginia, and they were not just the little engines that could. I mean, they were shoveling coal into the fireplace, and they had the vision, and they were taking it places, and they had interns from everywhere and young people. And I want to talk about that for a moment, because I think unless you have a succession plan, you can't really speak of success. And they've always had young, smart, honest people around them who were able to carry the vision forward. And then they did this diversity thing. So again, it was not just about Polish folks. It was about black and white and older and younger, and women and men, and of all other ethnicities who wanted to be a part. The door was wide open. And you started venturing out for things that most folks said, well, you can't get that. I mean, come on. I mean, why would you even apply for that? And that's the America that I still want to live in. The one where some people say, well, I don't think you can do it. But through your hard work and grit, that's exactly what you do. And so my hat has always been off to you, and I love you all, and I appreciate the partnership we've had over the years. And I only expect this thing to get bigger now. So, now we got to find a new spot at some point. Maybe not now, but we're going to get bigger in staff, and there will be many more books that adorn the walls, and Dr. Rad is going to continue to raise up people who are going to be instrumental in seeing this thing down the road. But Piast has been a very, very, very important part of why this city remains the melting pot center of the country, and the mayor and our council and our people. And my colleague at the head of the table there, Rosemary Robinson. There's a reason that people are still talking about Hamtramck. I mean, really, and that's not blowing smoke. They're talking about Hamtramck because of organizations like this that believe in just doing the work. And so my hat and my partnership is always going to be off to you and with you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you.